Are you ready for some football? Ladies and gentlemen, the drought has ended. The time has come. It is Friday Eve. Oh, it's Friday Eve. And we get the one thing that we've been waiting for 300, 400, whatever. Number of days approximate. But we've been waiting all year for football to come back. It's back. It's here. Now, it's not going to be a pretty thing, but this ain't gymnastics either, so you ain't got to worry about it being a beauty contest. With that being said, and before I go further, let me quote the great poet himself, one Jameis Winston. I think he says something like, the horses are prepared for battle, and the victory is of the Lord. That's what we're going to start with, but here we go. Sideline Junkies Podcast Network. We got to quote Jameis Winston sometimes, baby. Getting you started here on Friday Eve, like we always do. It's the Gentleman Jack, it's the big guy KG, and I'm the Midnight Rider. And this is the Friday Eve Throwdown. Go ahead, KG. Give me 1 second. I got to fix something. I know what you're waiting on. Just give me a second. Go ahead and take it from here. I'll be right back.
Mute, monster.
All right. No, I'm not on mute. I'm here.
You was talking and there was no noise.
I'm here. We got breaking news. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Thursday Night Throwdown. Everything's going slow right now.
It's the Friday Eve Throwdown. Now, if you wanted me to proceed to make it official, I can make it official now.
Make it official for me, please.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, when you go to work tomorrow, you're going to see the guy over at the Day-O Donuts eating his donuts. All right, it's going to be a guy coming in from his smoke break. And then there's going to be some lady at the Keurig getting her coffee ready for this tough Friday morning. And they all going to meet in the center of the room. And they all going to say, did you see it? Did you see the show? Did you catch the fellas last night? Did you catch the Thursday Night Throwdown? Yeah, baby. That's all we doing on Thursdays. Now you can say Thursday the rest of the time. Now I'll kick it back to KG because it looks like I don't know where he went.
Yeah, I had to switch out here. Because I don't know. I was doing fine talking to Jack pre-show. I don't know what the hell didn't happen. But welcome to the Thursday Night Throwdown. Even with technical difficulties, baby, we are here. That's the Gentleman Jack Carr, the Midnight Rider, I'm the big guy KG. We got breaking news because we got to get in and we got to get out. So let's get to it. Terry McLaurin has requested. I'm sorry. How y'all feeling tonight?
I'm good.
That's the most important question.
I'm good. I'm chilling.
All right. Terry McLaurin has requested a trade. Now, requesting and demanding are two different things. But he has requested a trade from that the Commanders trade him. I am flabbergasted. I am inconsolable right now. I'm gonna turn it over to the Gentleman Jack before I start crying. Jack, thoughts on this breaking news?
Ain't no skin off my back. I think they just tripping. You know what I'm saying? That's a card in the player's hand. You know what I'm saying? Trade me. But we ain't gonna settle this. Trade me. You know, Myles Garrett did the same shit. The boy in Cincinnati said the same shit. Terry ain't going nowhere, man. Y'all need to simmer down. And Terry ain't going nowhere. So I'm gonna stick to my guns. I think Terry will be signed by the end of next week, no later.
That's all you got?
Rob?
Yo,
what else I got?
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this. This is what I'm doing. That's right. I'm clapping my hands. The man has finally taken the one step that he needed to take. He did the Eastern Motors emotional cry. He did the show up at training camp and have the fans chase you all up and down the side, even though he got a bad ankle. I ain't seen a limp, but he got a bad ankle. This was his last card. This is the last thing he could do in negotiating a deal. Now, what's going to happen is after he requests a trade, they'll respectfully deny his request for a trade. They'll give him an either or, and then there's a chance he's playing on his old deal. Maybe they put some guarantees in it so that way he has guaranteed money, just as a nice gesture. But I mean, if they're not getting him at the number they want, I mean, I don't expect them to give any money to anybody just because. That's not where we at. There should be, if that's what they think, fine. If they don't think that, then he got another year to prove it. KG?
I am inconsolable right now. It's sweat off my back, it's skin off my nose, because you reward loyalty and production with money. I said this 3 years ago. We sat on this very podcast and we debated back and forth. The Midnight Rider, the boss BJ, myself. I said, pay him. He's going to get top 3 money. Pay him. All he wants is top 10 money. We talking 33 million with some guarantees. Bro, just give him the money. We got the money to pay. The dude showed you what a cog he is. They talking about, oh, now you got fans talking about he's not a number one. We don't really need him. Oh, but y'all the same people that was kissing his fuzzy behind last season when he was making those clutch catches. First year he got a daggone quarterback, a real quarterback, and not, somebody that's coming in to fill in and plug and play and come in and do this. He didn't get a chance to work with Dwayne like he should have, and I've been pissed off about that ever since. He never really got a chance to.
This Dwayne thing, dude. Why do you keep going back to that?
Why not?
What? Dwayne would have made him all world. He would have made Dwayne an all pro. You're acting like Dwayne. Never mind, Dwayne.
Let me explain something, Jack.
You keep bringing up Dwayne Haskins
because I'm
some kind of quarterback.
I'm a constantly bring him up because guess what? When he got drafted here, I was one of the ones standing up cheering. It was not. I didn't want Daniel Jones.
It was a horrible pick.
You know why I was standing up cheering, Jack? Because of how accurate the kid was in college. How much of a gamer he was. But when you come into a situation where you're not wanted, you never get the to be cultivated, you're not going to look good. Did he make some mistakes? Yes. He was young, but he had 2 coaches that did not want him here. He was set up for failure out the gate.
He wasn't good enough.
Put a pin in that. We'll talk about that later. We'll have to have a conversation about that because I have to pull out the books and show you why he was good enough, why he was worth it. I saw the upside.
My eyes showed me that. My eyes showed me.
Well,
hey, time out. What we doing here? Talking about.
I don't know. I just can't keep hearing that, man.
I'm talking about something from 4 years ago. We got breaking news in front of us. Let's deal with the breaking news.
All right, nice way to get us back on track. But Terry has done a lot with a little. Pay him what he is owed. He should wear "Pay Me What I'm Owed" t-shirt. But this right here, if this makes them come to the table and they get close on the numbers, great. Before this even came out, I heard that they were close. The deal was going to be done more sooner than later. And it was going to be the money with a lot of guaranteed bread on it, but it wasn't going to be backloaded. It was going to be even. That's all I want. Matty Ice chiming in. He said, this changes what I said about him with the fans. That won't go over well. It won't. But he's already said that he wants to be here. If the man wants to be here, damn it, pay him and we need him.
All right, KG, let me ask you this. Your favorite store you go to all the time, you get whatever your little sausage sandwich is. You normally pay $2.99, but they raise the price to $4.99. So you want to pay the $4.99 just because you want to be loyal to them, or you want to go somewhere else and or get something that's $2.99 that you normally pay for?
I'm gonna pay the $4.99 because I'm loyal to them. Because I can go somewhere else, pay the $2.99 and not get the quality.
Okay.
You can go just because they can do it for $2.99. They're using inferior products.
You
If
don't
I'm
know
gonna get a
that.
sausage sandwich, I want Gildan's spicy brown mustard. I don't want nothing else. Don't give me none of that. Don't give me Food Line brand spicy brown mustard. I want the real stuff. Don't use inferior products. And I can understand why you're charging $4.99. Maddie said, KG, if I was there, I'd give you a hug. I need one right about now. The boss BJ checking in from the rainy streets. He said the market determines the price. He said he wants top 10 money. Top 10 is 33 million. I don't see a problem with that. I don't see it. You guys told me he wasn't gonna get the contract he got last time. I told you bullshit and he got it. I know what I'm talking about. I am, when it comes to certain contracts, I can be your JI wholesale, your salary cap analyst. That's who I can be. When I tell you a player is worth that, he's worth that.
Well, he kind of got undercut because Cortland Sutton, who's of the same age, just signed an extension, and his extension was right around the 27 AAV or 25, something like that.
But guess what? It's
5 years. Didn't Sutton
was it
sign
5 years?
I think it's
Sutton
4.
or
I
Metcalf?
don't remember.
Sutton or Metcalf, I thought signed a 5 year. I can't remember which one.
More than likely, it was
But
Metcalf.
yes, that's where Terry wants to be. I thought Washington already offered Terry 32, 33. And I thought he wanted 35 is what I heard. But I might be wrong. But I still think he's going to get that deal for 33 by next Friday.
And we did this, I think last week. We talked about the top 10 receivers. And Terry's better than DJ Moore, who's making 27.5 average. He's better than T. Higgins, who's making 28. He's better than Ayuk, St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, who's getting 32. Put him right there. He want to be in that 32, 33 range. That'll put him in top 5. Give him that. I'm good with that. We got the money. Let's pay him.
Has he broken 1,100 yards? I know he's gotten 1,000 and just over 1,000.
Shit no more. 1,000
But
ain't
I don't
nothing
think
no
he's
more when
gotten-
you're playing 25 games. You know what I'm saying? The numbers aren't what they used to be. Okay.
The reason I asked that is because some of these guys have seasons where they've got 1,200 yards and 10 touchdowns. Coming into last season, Terry's only averaged like 4.5 to 5 touchdowns a season. His first season was the most touchdowns he scored. So they have a right to value him where they value him. If they value him at 29 and 30, then they're not wrong, because the numbers don't tell me. If you just going off the numbers, it doesn't scream 33.
Well, to answer your question, Terry had 1,100 in 2020
Okay.
in 15 games. He had 1,122, and if you count the playoffs, he had, what's that, 13?
But we don't.
We don't.
Okay, if you don't, that's fine. If you don't, he had 1096 in the regular season, and he had 227 in the playoffs.
Yeah, we don't want you doing math, so let's not hurt yourself.
I wish you could see me right now.
I just don't feel Terry is a top 10 wide receiver. He's right there on the cusp.
Jesus Christ. I love when y'all say this.
Between 10 and 12.
It doesn't look, we'll have another barometer coming in the next couple of weeks. And that barometer is, well, a good place to kind of see what people think. Might be just seeing where he's at on the NFL top 100. Where does he rank receiver wise in that, if he makes it?
Right.
Do you think Terry's better than St. Brown?
I think they're the same guy, man, because I think the systems fit them both.
Step below.
I think Terry can do the top off better than St. Brown, but St. Brown lives in the middle of the field with the way they set up their offense. Like, I think he's a slot, so he doesn't even get all the time. He doesn't get one corners all the time.
Yeah, I know they play different positions, but I don't know.
Man, we can
Couple of
argue that.
comments real quick.
Go ahead.
The boss BJ said the market determines the price. Maddie said, Cop Stone Ground mustard is a superior spicy mustard. I don't know, Maddie. We gonna have to debate that, but I'm gonna go pick some up and
That's
try it.
right.
I'm gonna
That's
pick
all
it
right
up and
stuff.
try it. And
That's all right stuff.
boss say he's never had a QB to put up those type of numbers. He did. He hasn't. 2019 to 23, he didn't have a QB that was on par for him to put up the numbers. He's had 1,000 yards every season, but his rookie year. 1,000
What,
yards receiving
what was
every
his
year,
rookie?
but
What
his
was
rookie
his
year.
rookie year? What was his rookie year?
2019.
18. Who was his
2019.
quarterback? Who was his quarterback in 19?
That was a mix of
2019. That
Case
was
Keenum.
yeah,
Really?
that was all.
He wasn't. He wasn't never here with Kurt, huh?
No,
No,
Kurt left the year before.
2 years before.
Kirk left 2 years before.
Okay. I'm just throwing numbers together, trying
Yeah,
to see.
because the year after Kirk is Alex, and then after
Yeah, then
Alex,
Alex gets hurt.
yeah.
And you know, yeah, he did have some shitty quarterbacks, but the game plan was horrible too. A guy like
Yes,
Terry McLaurin, he's got to touch the ball 9-10 times a game, not 4, not 5.
true.
He needs Jerry Rice touches, and then he can put up a 1,400-yard season, 1,500
Now,
yard season. That
now
right there, I respect.
let me throw this at you. 2019,
Mhm.
his quarterbacks were Case Keenum, Colt McCoy, and Dwayne Haskins. That was 2019.
No, I got you. Carolina was probably his best quarterback.
2020, he had Heineke, Montez, and Alex Smith, Steven Montez. 2021, I believe that was the year we had all the quarterbacks. You had
Yeah,
Kyle
Alex
Allen,
Smith.
Gail
Yeah,
Gilbert, Taylor Heineke. Who else is there? Ryan Fitzpatrick played 2 downs and got paid $10 million. Thought that was a dumb contract anyway, but I digress.
he got stripped.
And we went 7-10 that year. 22.
He was a French
I mean,
starter with. Okay.
you had Sam Howell, Carson Wentz, and Taylor Heineke in 22.
That's
So
probably his best set of quarterbacks.
you had 23. This is before Jaden. You had Jacoby Brissett, Jake Fromm, and Sam Howell. And Sam Howell was chucking the ball all over the place and taking too many sacks. But I still love the guy. But
Yeah,
he didn't have.
that's because his terrible offensive coordinator was making him throw the ball 600 times in a bowl game with a janky offensive line.
Yeah. Maddie says, I think Terry looks very wide receivery to me. Right, Midnight Ride.
Very kickery.
Malik said, I hate wide receivers. James King said, second team All Pro. Top 10.
All right. So since we're doing case studies, if you don't mind, sir, if you would go to the season log for this past season and check out Terry's numbers as at the start of the season, because this is when everybody was like, we got to get Terry the ball. The problem was they still were scoring upwards of 29 points a game, and he didn't have a big impact. His biggest game in the first part of that season last year, I think, would be the Browns game. And I don't even know if that's 100 yards. It's the Browns and the Bengals were his two biggest games.
And yeah, he came on later in the season. I'm pulling up the recap now. If it loads, but yeah,
there were
this
a lot
is
of games early on where he had 4 catches, 29 yards, 1 catch. The first Eagles game, I think that was a 1 catch affair because he went to Guantanamo Bay. Like I think this thing can go out any kind of way you want it to, and I think that's the hard part with negotiations. Is this is why I hate the arbitration thing, because you can argue so much against like what the player's worth that sometimes you can damage the relationship. Because all
agreed.
you're doing is showing them the numbers, and I know what they did. They put the numbers in the system and it spit it out, and then they put his age in, and his age took the numbers from 33 to 29.
Malik said, I think his agent is doing him a big disservice. He also said, remember when Terry got shut it down in that second Eagles game late in the season? And I think that's what a lot of people are focusing on. They like, we don't really need him because but we don't have those guys. You can't just have one receiver that you throw to all the time. You take the main guy out, you got to be able to do what? Spread the ball around. Other guys got to make plays, got to be next man up. But if he's that good that you're so focused on him to shut him down, but you didn't shut down the offense, that's damn good. But it was games that he didn't get targeted. But we still won the game. We still had a good game. But you got to find ways to get him in the game. We had the conversation here about getting him in the game on bubble screens and things like that. What did they do that following week? Start getting him into the game, bubble screens and things like that. Anthony said, are you guys talking about Terry Rozier or Terry McLaurin because they had the same nickname? The only Scary Terry we recognize here is Terry McLaurin and Scary Terry from Rick and Morty. That's the only Scary Terry we recognize. And he said, I think Scary Terry overvalued himself because no team was going to trade for him when he think he's worth. Because, oh, no, you thinking about Terry Rozier. No, we talking about Terry McLaurin. But we got to, let's put a pin in that. We'll keep an eye on it. But let's move on. Gents, where y'all want to go? MLB trade deadline. Let me hear what you got with that because I was a little baffled. I didn't know some of these players, so hit me off.
I mean, you get Carlos Correa going back to the Astros. Mm-hmm. You get the who was that traded for your boy from Oakland, the closer.
Yeah. San Diego had a hell of a great deadline. They got Mason Miller and Freddie Fermin from the Royals. Mason Miller is that strong relief pitcher, and Freddie Fermin is that catcher. And they also took a pair of birds out of Baltimore. They got Ryan O'Hearn and Ramon Lorenzo, in which I think San Diego did a pretty good job padding their roster to get it ready for playoff ball. What do you think about that, man, Rob?
I think AJ Preller does one thing very well. He doesn't get attached to the kids in this farm system. If he can improve his team tomorrow, I don't care who you are. I don't care what your status is. You can go ahead and go. Because I mean, why am I waiting 5 years for some 19-year-old at A-ball when I can make my roster better with a closer that's going to make an impact right now? And I think he's one of the few guys that he will trade everything, and then he'll also turn around and get off of certain people and be able to add to the roster that way. So he can replenish the system by trading away somebody that he traded for that just didn't do what he wanted to do. Now it's time for them to move on. What else? Who else was the big ones? I mean, the Nats had a pretty busy day, but I wouldn't say it was a big day.
Unloading. The Cubbies picked up Soroka, the reliever he's a closer, isn't he?
Nah, he's the starter / reliever.
Okay, the reliever from Washington. There's a lot of pitchers changed hats today, you should say, but none of them, no dominant names that because all the most of the dominant pitchers are already hurt. So, Houston with Carrera and Urias, Seattle with Naylor last week, and then they got Suarez. So they got both of them from Arizona. I think that's going to help Seattle out a lot. The Reds put another pitcher on their staff with Zach Little from Tampa Bay. Zach can chuck the pill. The Mets, Austin Slater, picked him up from the White Sox. Philly, I thought they was going to get a little more busy, but they picked up Batter from the Twins. I like the way that kid plays. I think he'll fit in right well in Philly.
They also got a closer last night, I thought.
Yeah, I didn't see the name. They did get a few other people. I thought they was going to go. I thought Philly was going to go a little hard because Philly and the guys in that locker room are tired of not advancing and getting, to the World Series. And Philly, they've been promising the World Series since they got Bryce from the Nationals. They thought World Series was just going to come tumbling down, falling in Philly, but it hasn't happened. They just can't put it right together there. I thought they were going to make more moves in the trade deadline, but I definitely think San Diego had the best trades.
Batty agrees with you. Matty says San Diego and Seattle did very well.
Yeah, that's who I got at top two: San Diego, Seattle, then Houston. Like I said, all my friends were hitting me up. Man, Jack, what do you think about this? They let Seti go. They let O'Hearn go. They let all this. Hey, when you 15, 16 games out of your division, it's time to fold the chairs up, dude, and just go ahead and start working on next year. That's the way I feel.
Well, but you didn't give up any. You didn't give anybody.
They're not hurting.
Yeah.
I mean, I liked O'Hearn. I would like to see him stay. That Lorenzo. It's not Lorenzo. It's Loreno. I like that guy because he's not just able to got a little pop, but he's also a hell of an outfielder. And him and Mullins was just holding down right and center for the past 2-3 weeks. Both of them was on Sports Center. Hell, said he took 2 home runs in 1 week. That one the other night when he almost took it out of the fan's hand, man. That was a nice catch. So I knew Seti was gone. I'm surprised Cedric wasn't gone 2 years ago. He's managed to stick with Baltimore through these deadlines, but this year it just wasn't it. I think his contract's up this year anyway. So Baltimore had no reason to hold on to him. There was another Oriole that was passed out. I only got 3 of them here. I thought there was 4 or 5. Oh, the pitcher. The pitcher, he got traded in the middle of that Toronto game. Who was that, Midnight Rider? Francisco?
Sir Anthony Dominguez.
Well, we just picked him up last year at the same time. I believe we got him last year at the trade deadline, and then we let him go.
He normally plays for the Phillies.
Mm-hmm. Right. And they let go of that old pitcher too, didn't they?
Charlie Morton did get moved.
Mm-hmm. I didn't see where he went, but yeah, Baltimore was very active. They got 5-6 players from Mullins. I thought they did very good in that. Huh?
I said they needed to.
Yes, I think they did very well in that one. The one that sent O'Hearn to San Diego, I don't think they did too well in that. But you'll never know because, like I say, these are prospects that they're trading to you. So don't sit in your farm system for a minute and evaluate them and see what you really did get out of that.
Totally agree, man. I think that's the biggest part of this whole system and this whole setup is Mullins. I've been saying Mullins had to go for the last 2 years. And it's not because I don't like Mullins. It's because you need to actually move somebody when you don't think you're going to sign them long term. And that's what the option was here. You didn't have too much more years of control with Mullins. So it didn't make sense to keep Mullins on the squad.
That's exactly right. And I forgot about it. Matty mentioned that Bieber with the Jays. That was nice too. I think Toronto's ready to try to take this American League East away from the Yankees and say, hey, don't count your chickens till they hatch, Yankees.
Sorry, my audio went out.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me, Jack?
Yeah, we got you.
All right. Sorry.
And a couple of comments in. Maddie said, I'm shocked Quan is still in Cleveland. Anthony said the line of thinking for me for the Marlins as a fan is I believe they had some college bats that they drafted that they feel might be ready by the 27-28 season. James says, blame it on the wife. She is keeping Terry out, Karen. Anthony said, when it came to Sandy and Edwards, so I think the guy he drafted in 2025 might be ready quicker than they think. Maddie said Bieber for the Jays could be huge. It's a Cy Young winner, and he is close. And Philly got Duran from Minnesota to close. Anthony said my top three are Padres, Mariners, and Yankees.
Yankees, they picked up damn near every pitcher that wasn't nailed down is what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to help or not.
Here's the thing. Picking up that many pitches seems like it's cool now, and you might run to the finish line and you might win the AL East, but it don't matter when you get in the ALCS and your pitching fails you and then your bats go cold and you lose in 4 games. Or it don't matter if you get to the World Series with all of that and you still lose in 4 games. I'm not used to that, but I digress. Let me get off my soapbox. Maddie said, thing with these trades for prospects, won't know for 2 or 3 years.
Correct.
All right. Let's run on real quick because we up against it. So Gilbert Arenas got arrested. He's out of jail. He got arrested for what's the official charges? Hold on. I don't have the official charges.
It's probably a racketeering charge.
Racketeering, neighborhood gambling, running a brothel. He did everything. That house was cranking. I bet they was cranking. Now I don't know about the brothel part, but most time you got a gambling house, there's some girls there too. Few places I've been to, that's all. But I can't believe it. When you're making them, when you got the money you got, why? I mean, it wasn't just a couple guys playing cards, dude. This was a gambling room. I bet there was multiple games going on. House gets a cut, shit like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And
So
I'm guessing. What I'm guessing is that he said he only had he only rented the house. He didn't do anything. But he said all I did was rent the house. And the house is in my name. He said I didn't participate in any of that. He pled not guilty, is what they're saying, and he's out. But this is
was he on site?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I've seen a little bit, and then I've seen a little bit on sports show, but I haven't really read, exactly what was going on, where they were, where was Gil. Shit. As many podcasts as he do, I don't know how he's got time to do anything else.
True.
Well, the kicker is you gotta think about it like this, because his defense is all he did was rent the place out. So he wasn't there when the transactions and the things were going on. So that's Gil's defense and why he's not sweating it, because there's nothing linking him to the actual games. It's just the fact that they used his house. So he rented out his house to this Israeli guy, and that guy did the shenanigans. And it's just like I told somebody earlier, it's just like that movie Molly Games, where she was doing this this whole thing with the stars holding these games, but the way the game got blown up was because somebody wasn't informing in the room, and then that's how they got busted later on.
Did not know that.
Well,
didn't.
Yeah, it's been going on for some time. 21 started in 21, and yeah, good Lord. It says he rented this mansion for the purpose of hosting illegal high-stake poker games, and every game collected a rake. A rake is when, like I just said a minute ago, portions of the winnings goes to the house. And most places, when so most time when people rent a place to hold poker games, the house gets a cut, and that's when you're considered operating a gambling business or a conspiracy. So it don't look good, man. Yep, and young
Agreed.
women. And I knew women was there. I knew women was there. It says staff the games with young women, chefs, valet, and armed security. Woo-hoo.
Couple of comments real quick. Yankee said I'm Yankee. Anthony said I'm also a Yankees fan, and I'm kind of pissed that they didn't get a starter. They're so obsessed with keeping their prospects when they barely have any room on their 40-man roster for the kids to play. He also said, KG, for me, that's complete bullcrap. I don't believe anything Gilbert Arenas is saying when you're renting a house. You have to know what's going on the property. I mean, in a
Yeah,
way, you could, but I mean, it's been times where a player was renting a property and things were going on that they weren't involved in, and they still went down for it too. Michael Vick. But nobody ever realizes that he wasn't the one that was there. He just owned the property. So,
yeah.
and not everybody knows what's going on inside of a property that you rent. Everybody's not the type of landlord that pops up and does things like that, especially if you got a high profile client. Ask was it Kenya Martin? No, it was Carlos Boozer. He rented his house out to Prince. He didn't know what was going on in that house till Prince moved out, and he found out he had
Oh,
purple
yeah,
walls and
yeah.
chandeliers and all that.
Mhm,
You don't know what's
mhm.
going on in that house. So, I mean, he has a little bit of anonymity there. So I will say that. Maddie said he was just looking for more money, more money, more money. It's a great movie, by the way. All right, moving on. Hall of Fame inductees, the Pro Football Hall of Fame induction ceremony is this weekend, and Eric Allen, Jared Allen, Antonio Gates, and Sterling Sharp are your enshrinees. Uh, Anything to say about these gentlemen going in, gentlemen?
Nah, I mean he picked what they picked.
I think there's two, the definite Antonio Gates and Jared Allen, definite. Jared Allen was a dominant defensive line in his time, man. And Antonio Gates got the most touchdowns by tight ends. And the things he did in San Diego, I think those are the only two that I think are locked out of these four. I don't know. That's what you think, Midnight Rider, huh? They get in, huh?
No, I mean I think they were trying to Sterling. I get it, but I I don't get it. But if you let Terrell Davis in and Kurt Warner in, then you got to let Sterling Sharp in. Um, and who was the fourth? I forgot the fourth.
Eric Allen.
Okay.
Eric Allen, Minnesota Vikings.
Now,
That boy was a
I'm gonna say
monster.
this. I'm gonna say this. Sterling Sharp, long overdue. But if it wasn't for a neck injury, Sterling Sharp would have most of the records that he'd be number two or have the records that Jerry Rice has. Because at one time him and Jerry Rice were the two best receivers in the league. Not even going to deny it. If it wasn't for the neck injury, and from 88 to 94, he had 8,134 receiving yards and 65 touchdowns. Every season he played but three, he had double-digit touchdowns. Everybody look for Sterling Sharp. That's why you watch the Packers, being honest. So J Dub checking in.
That's the
Anthony
guy
said,
that's
what do you
throwing the
guys?
ball too.
Yeah, he had Wojciechowski, the Magic Man, and Brett Favre.
Yeah.
Uh Anthony said, what are you guys thoughts on this rogue Hall of Fame voter preventing Suzuki from getting inducted unanimously in the MLB Hall of Fame? It's always got to be one. I'll say that.
But it's not rogue. They've
Yeah.
always had this thing where you can't be if this theory is if Babe Ruth isn't unanimous or wasn't unanimous, nobody can be unanimous.
And that's bull. I really believe that.
I think they've had 2 or 3 people that have been unanimous in the time since.
Maddie said Antonio Gates from the Kent State University will be a big draw. Us Kent State grads need something to be happy about.
He's thinking about
Wouldn't
Shannon.
Sterling Sharp had the records that Tony? No. Sterling was a wide receiver. Shannon's the tight end, and Shannon
Correct.
Sharp is probably one of the greatest tight ends of all time. I think he's top 5. It's him, Jerry Smith, Tony Gonzalez, then everybody else.
You ain't got no Ozzie Newsome in there?
Okay, him, Jerry Smith, Tony Gonzalez, Ozzie Newsome, and everybody else. I got you right. I can't leave out Ozzie Newsome because Ozzie Newsome was the guy at
Oh,
tight end for
he's
years.
something. He's
Jack,
He
something.
was the best.
Jack, stop! Don't do this.
Like NFL films in his joint.
We also got the Hall of Fame game tonight.
I watched. I seen Gates on McAfee today. He had all 4 come out and do a little bit in the first hour of the show today. And Gates is really a good guy to listen to in an interview. And then it was funny. McAfee started talking about, "Oh yeah, man, you still shoot ball?" And Gates was like, "Yeah, he ain't got no game. You see that form?" And then Gates was a left-hander, and he said he ain't played ball in 6 years because they was trying to talk to see if he would get in the big 33 with Ice Cube, because Gates was a scorer in college.
Yeah, I agree with that. The Hall of Fame game is tonight. Should be starting in about.
Well, now we're on the first drive.
Okay, you got
Detroit fumbled the kickoff, and you got the Chargers with the ball on the 30. Looks like they just completed a pass right by the first down marker. Pass was thrown by Trey Lance. We all know who that is.
wow.
And then on the other side, you got Hendon Hooker, quarterback from Tennessee.
And then what's the name? The boy from the Redskins that won't play tonight, ain't he? Ain't Heineke on one of these teams?
Heineke's in Los Angeles. He might play the 4th.
I know who it is. It's that Allen guy y'all just talked about. That Allen quarterback. He's on one of these teams tonight, if I recall.
Okay.
No, it's a former Skin is one of the backups, but they talking about Lance probably gonna go into the 3rd quarter is what I heard. I mean,
yeah, the battle for the backup job between him and Heineke.
Yeah, yes, and that'd be something.
Anthony said Rob Gronkowski. Rob Gronkowski is not in the same breath
Anthony,
with Ozzie Newsome.
Anthony, don't listen.
He's not in the same breath with Jerry Smith and all those guys.
We're not doing this. No.
And
Rob
he
don't
said,
got the numbers, but he's a winner.
Yeah, he's a winner. He said, KG, that's why I disagree with you, bro. A guy with arenas money, if he has multiple rental properties, he have to have a high security system to know what's going on in his properties. But yeah, if you putting security systems in your properties, you're not going to rent them out. People want autonomy. They want anonymity.
Yes,
they don't want you watching their every move. This is not an Airbnb. Nope. I'm renting this.
Nope. Yep. Not when they're in there gambling and running around with little honeys. They don't. There's governors and congressmen and some more shit up in there probably.
And Maddie said Gates led us to the Elite 8. Mm-hmm. Hey, Maddie, are you going to the enshrinement on Saturday? You gonna drive down? Anthony said, KG, what the hell happened to you on Saturday? I was sick, man. I was sick. I was pretty bad shape Saturday and Sunday. I'm better now, though. I'm better. Maddie said the Hall of Fame game is the opposite of Cheers, where nobody knows your name.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm going to toss this over to Midnight Rider. We got new Commander Stadium development. I believe the vote is tomorrow. What you got for us before we get out of here?
No, that's all I was going to say. The vote's tomorrow. They're kind of questioning where the votes are. I think I don't understand how you don't have the votes by now. If you've been in these meetings and you've been talking to this team, like, what are if this vote doesn't go through tomorrow, this is purely somebody mad because they didn't get paid off. They didn't get something taken care of. Because I know one of the issues I've heard is not using unionized workers because the unionized workers can come from anywhere in the area, and they're trying to make this a project where you focus mostly on the DC workers or the people of the city getting their job. So that's the only thing that I can see. That's the thing that's kind of came up the last minute as something that sticks in their craw. And then they're talking about I guess there's 3 parking provisions, and they're saying the third one is ugly and it could be an eyesore. So they don't want that for some reason. And then they want the Commanders to take care of some road stuff. I don't know what DC is thinking right now. I mean, the Commanders have come out, and at every turn of you saying, well, we need this, all they said is okay. You came out, you said, oh, we need money to be diverted to community programs. Okay. If we have delays, Commander said, oh, we'll take care of the delays. So you're not going to pay more than what you're allotted for. You're getting a $3.6 billion investment project, and you're paying $890 million on a land that you didn't have control of, you didn't have the use of, and you probably wouldn't have gotten the use of it unless you came up with some project like this for Congress to give you the land back. Like, it just all doesn't make sense. It's like they're just in the way to be in the way right now.
I swear to God and 5 more black people, I agree with you so much. If this was an opinion of DC being in the damn way, DC, this is the opinion of, this is the example of shooting yourself in your own foot. Can't get your feet straight. This is an example of it. You got an opportunity to bring jobs, money, everything back into DC, and you're pissing it away by being idiots. This is, I say it all the time, and I say it sometimes as a joke, but I mean it. If Marion Barry was a daggone man, he was still alive, this wouldn't happen.
Yes, it would.
They would have never
Jack,
left the first time if he was.
your mic is off, Jack. Your mic is off. I see you. I see your mouth moving, but I don't see you on mute.
Uh-oh. And Maddie said no, thought about it, but I have a God's tickets for tomorrow and Sunday. Too much going on. I get that, Maddie.
No, this is
Uh,
the reason this is being delayed is because you have Mendelsohn and his little group, Mendelsohn, Allen, and there's a couple others. There's one that didn't even participate in the meetings because she said she's a no matter what. So it's just like I don't know what else they want them to do. Like, the Commanders got to be sitting there like, we got you the land. We got you the land. Because they were the ones knocking on doors at Congress trying to get the land resolution put through. Like, they've done everything in this whole process.
Mm-hmm.
And they're going to try to build the whole thing for you. And you're still like, oh, I need this. This is just greedy politicians.
I agree. I fucking agree. I don't understand how we've gotten to this point where this is all that was talked about. This is all that the fans want. This is all that was talked about, and we still can't come to a resolution.
Well, we'll know something tomorrow around 1:30. Now, the good thing is there are several rounds of voting, so they can vote, have a discussion, vote again. I think they can do up to 5 rounds of votes before it's turned over or it's done for the day. So you just gotta hope they get one of the rounds where somebody gets convinced of something. And I wouldn't be surprised if it's open to the public or it's open to them that the Commanders team president, Mr. Klaus of Campbell Soup fame, is not in the building to actually actively negotiate or try to, settle some of the fears of the council members.
Okay. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this thing up. Jack, you ain't said nothing about
Okay.
the stadium. Are you good with this stadium?
Sure.
Uh, Are you ready for the stadium to be back in DC?
Oh, very much so. And like I say, if these DC government people want to keep on meddling, they're going to screw around and chase this team right into Virginia. I mean,
Virginia, you
you
ain't
got
getting
a
nothing in Virginia.
you got a depleted piece of property that ain't been nothing in how long? It looks like crap over there. The parking lot's crumbled. I mean, why wouldn't they want to beautify that? And as everybody says, and bring jobs and a beautiful stadium. And God dang, I just don't get why they're meddling so much and giving it a hard time. I think they want their hands in the pot a little more or something. I don't know what it is.
That's it.
I agree. And I'm gonna say this, and then I'll get off of it, and you guys give your wrap up thoughts. This is my wrap up thoughts. So help me God, DC Council, if you mess this up, I swear I will come to each and every one of your houses and kick you square in the ass.
All right.
That's back to you, Jack.
Like I said, I'm ready for a new stadium. I think it's time for a new stadium. Uh, FedEx, whatever it's called, Northwest. It's just never really felt like a home stadium to me. I mean, that first game I was at, that San Francisco 49ers game, that was electric. I think just because it was Monday Night Football. But other than that, I mean, you got certain areas you sit, you got pillars in your way. And then they went ahead and just covered up seats in the upper deck because they couldn't sell out. And I don't know. I'm ready to have it back where the glory days were, especially with this team coming in revived, and hopefully in 5 years or so when it's built, the team is still on that steady path, and we can go win some ball games on that, as I call it, sacred ground of RFK.
I like that. Midnight Rider.
No, I wrapped up with everything I just said. I don't want to. I used all my wrap it up.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we got to get out of here because are you ready for some football? It's already in progress. We went over our time by about 10 minutes, but it's okay. It was worth it. We had to get things out, and we did it our way. So enjoy the Hall of Fame game. Enjoy the Hall of Fame induction. Sideline Junkies Podcast Network will be back at you on Saturday with the Saturday Night WrestleManiacs. The Gentleman Jack, the Midnight Rider, and myself will hopefully be back on Sunday for the Sunday Rise at 11 a.m. and we will recap the Hall of Fame game, Lord willing, and the creek don't rise. So until then, that's the Gentleman Jack. That's the Midnight Ride. I'm the big guy, KG. We don't do no overtime, y'all. We are out of here.